Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. Between 7th of August and 31st August, Rahul Gandhi became the most popular leader on the social media with his expose on vote theft campaign, followed by a much-hyped voter Adhikar Yatra in Bihar. Now, not only did he shake up the election commission, but it almost seemed like ground sweeping beneath BJP's feet. But the million dollar question is that can Rahul sustain this popularity? Can he transform Congress from the grand old party into a grand new party? Because many people have started saying that Congress is now going to become a newly born party, whereas BJP is a party which seems like the sunset or the setting of the sun. Many people have started saying that. But, and also apart from that, the vice president elections are around the corner. What are the prospects of India Alliance? Because there are several reports saying that there is a huge possibility of MPs cross voting this time. So this evening, I'm going to talk to veteran journalist, political commentator, and author Neerja Chaudhary. She joins us this evening. Thank you so much, Neerja, for joining. And my first question, I'll begin with Rahul Gandhi, of course, the evolution of Rahul Gandhi. Many people have said that as a leader of the opposition, he's really arrived. But can he sustain the popularity? And how do you see this evolution from the big expose which he did on 7th of August till the time the Yatra ended?
Look, Yatras have become a political metaphor as far as Rahul Gandhi's politics goes. That is number one. He's yielded him huge dividends right from the Bharat Jodo Yatra when he walked 4,000 kilometers. And people then, most people reacted positively to that he had walked that distance. It wasn't his family name, Gandhi. Entitlement is what he's been accused of. He walked on his own feet and came to us. And that was an appealing part of Rahul Gandhi. Then another yatra, and now the Vote Adhikar Yatra. Here, the new thing is that he has, and the Congress party, after a very long time, has led from the front in a Hindi heartland state, not playing second fiddle to a regional party. And that was the appealing part of it. The other thing where people, and these are people who have not necessarily been supporters of the Congress, who say that initially when he'd go into the home of a Dalit or a poor woman or put his arms around somebody, people would see it, like showmanship and view it with skepticism. Today, they see it as a sincere identification. Many more people see it as a sincere identification with the poorer people, with the OBCs, with those marginalized communities. So those are the gains that he has made in terms of his evolution. Where he loses out is what somebody said very aptly, is bhasha ka lafra. He often does not, maybe he's better at when he expresses himself in English, I don't know, but he puts things in a way which sound not politically mature. At least this is the criticism that comes for him. Now, this Yatra also in Bihar has come at a very important time. Stakes are very high. Both sides are evenly placed. And it enthused the cadre of the RJD. Muslim and Yadav came out in large numbers during this Yatra. As far as the Congress is concerned, its organization has been non-existent, virtually non-existent in Bihar. So the real challenge now for Rahul Gandhi, as somebody summed it up very beautifully today, he said, I asked somebody about, how the Congress was doing. They said, Congress is nowhere, but Rahul is there. So this dichotomy between Rahul Gandhi, whose persona is changing, who's being viewed with favor, much more favor than, say, 2-3 years ago, and the Congress Party's organization not picking up, not strengthening as it.
So, Neerja, would it be then right to say that Rahul Gandhi has picked up the pace? he has picked up the right speed, but Congress has not been able to transform itself according to his pace.
You could say that, but he is the de facto the leader.
Right.
And this is the other thing I felt from the Bihar Yatra, is that he is now, from the opposition side, the only challenger to Narendra Modi. Bihar Yatra has underlined that. But that apart, none of his yatras have really been followed up with any attempt to strengthen the organization. You could have, during Bharat Jodo Yatra, certainly had shivers in places. When there was enthusiasm, new people turned up. You could have said 15 days down the line, there's going to be a shiver. Those of you who are interested in taking these issues forward, please come there. You would have widened the base of the party. But the Congress really, for whatever reason, has failed to do that. And even if, hypothetically speaking, we don't know how this vote chori and vote adhikar rally will work as far as elections go and the vote goes. We don't know that. Of course, it has put a question mark in the minds of many people. Was there something not right? But in order to translate, even if there is a hawa in his favor, hypothetically speaking, you need workers on the ground. You need people to bring them to the booth, because on the other side, you have a formidable electoral machinery.
Absolutely. No, but as you said that he's been able to manage the hawa, or, it seems like, he's able to, he's been able to create a narrative. So do you really see this hawa getting transformed into the votes at all for Congress? I'm not even talking about India Alliance per se, because RJD also would be there, CPIM would be there, and several other parties are going to be there in entirety. But for Congress, how is it going to unfold in Bihar according to you?
Difficult to say, because the BJP will do its utmost course correct now. They will pull out all stops that they win this election. This Bihar election is going to be very important. If they lose it, then it's a huge setback for them. So they will go all out to win this election. And the gainers, I feel, in this election will be the allies of the Congress party, the RJD. That's one of the reasons why Tejasvi Yadav walked with him, because it enthuses his vote bank, Muslim Yadav. And the others will also do better. Now, will the Congress, as against 2-3 people said to me, virtually using the same phrases, saying, "Ab kya Congress ka dimag kharab ho jayega," since they've received this kind of enthusiastic response in Bihar, will they pitch higher than they should in terms of bargaining for seats, which they cannot win, which is what happened last time? Out of 70, they won only 19. Will they do the same thing? Or will they view the Gathbandhan as theirs also, as their entity? I think apart from the organizational part of the Congress, and which needs to be strengthened, how does Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party treat its allies? Tejasvi Yadav is the main person. Now they are miffed that Rahul Gandhi has not projected him as the chief ministerial candidate of the Mahagathbandhan. Akhilesh Yadav was in Bihar, he did so. But when Rahul was asked that question, he shied away from answering it. And I'm told on the last day of the Yatra, the RJD workers and large numbers of RJD workers came out during this Yatra. They did not come out in as large a number as they'd done during the rest of the Yatra. So these are issues that will have to be addressed, the hard nitty-gritty issues that will need to be addressed.
But how do you see the future of Rahul Gandhi? You said that Rahul Gandhi is the de facto leader of the opposition. And there is no doubt that his popularity has risen. He was one of the most popular leaders on the social media. If you look at the period between 7th of August and 31st August, those numbers that come out, which Congress had put out. So it seems that he has evolved as a leader, definitely. And he's been able to manufacture a national campaign with vote chori. Had it been for Tejasvi, probably he would not have been able to make this campaign into a national campaign. But what for Rahul Gandhi from here on? After Bihar, of course, we do not know how Bihar elections are going to manifest in terms of results. But what next for Rahul Gandhi?
I think much will depend on his ability to win elections and do better and better as far as the party goes, or the
Yes.
Gathbandhan India Alliance to do better and better, because the credit will also go to Rahul Gandhi. It's not him alone. In a sense, I feel sometimes that the Congress in the interim stage, of course, it has to revive as a party. All over the country, unless it's careful, it may just be left with Kerala in its back, where it seems to be in a strong position, because other states, it's a question mark whether next time round they will win. So elections and ability to win elections is it's the acid test for Rahul Gandhi. And for that, I feel for the organization to be built up, his functioning will have to become more consultative. His mother, Sonia Gandhi, I remember in the earlier years, when decisions had to be taken or what is the line to be taken in Parliament, would sit with 15, 20 people and come to, a conclusion. Rahul Gandhi is not very accessible, nor does one see those consultative processes, at least not visibly so. So I think while people are appreciating him, he's well-meaning, he's sincere, he's very courageous in taking on his opponents, more courageous than many or most opposition leaders. But his challenge really lies not just in projecting his own persona, but how the Congress organization gets, revived.
But what do you really have to say as far as Bihar elections are concerned now? You were a little apprehensive about the seat sharing, like what happened last time. Congress wanted a larger number of seats, but it could not win. Is seat sharing going to be very cordial between Congress and RJD? Now, given the fact that they've had a very good camaraderie, at least it was visible during the yatra. But once the yatra got over, we did hear one or two random voices from the RJD saying that the entire credit was bagged for the yatra by Rahul Gandhi. He wasn't seen anywhere. Do you think that this sentiment is going to manifest now during the seat sharing arrangement? Also, how is it really going to unfold?
I think, we need to look at what Akhilesh Yadav did in Uttar Pradesh in 2024. He did two things. He and Rahul, their chemistry was very good. They clicked together. They had an impact. If you saw that, I went to their rallies and they really got across to the audience. What Akhilesh also did was to add to my Muslim Yadav vote base. And he pitched for the extremely backward castes and gave them tickets. Now, we have not seen signs of a plus being added to MY in Bihar, at least not visibly so. That is going to be very crucial. Are they able to get through? Because on the other side, one of the reasons why the BJP, which has an upper caste base as well as the base amongst the non-Yadav castes, is continuing with Nitish Kumar, because he still has a following amongst Koiris, Kurmis, the extremely backwards, the Mahadalits, the Pasmanda Muslims. So it's not only the upper caste, it's this coalition of across castes that has made them a winner. Now, how does the Mahagathbandhan breach that? How does it get some of these communities, maybe part of the Dalits, some of the EBCs, to come over on its side? It remains to be seen, this election in Bihar could be a hyper-local election. So every constituency, how they manage this caste lineup and the local factors, much will depend on that. Also, much will depend on how well or badly Prashant Kishore does. He's a wild card. Will he cut into the RJD vote? But will he also cut into the BJP votes, which is expected now?